Yo, Havoc Nation has arrived. What's going on, everybody? Los Angel of Havoc here, aka Lay Tato, the one and only High Priest of the congregation. Welcome back to Lay Tato Clips, where we've got a little bit of everything. Now, today we're going to review some of the information and teasers that we got regarding Heresy Act 2. Now, this information comes directly from the dev live stream from this past Tuesday, where they spoke at length about what players can expect when Act 2 of Heresy goes live next week on March 11th. Now, we've got a lot of ground to cover, so we're just going to jump right in. First up, we have a new activity coming called the Court of Blades. Court of Blades is a new 3-player match-made mini-boss rush mode coming in Destiny 2, inspired by the original Court of Oryx from Destiny 1. It's a fast-paced activity that will last somewhere around 10 minutes, starting in the Court of Oryx area, and then players will be transported throughout the encounters to different arenas. Court of Blades will also feature rogue-like elements, including augmentations, which will be mechanical challenges that also provide gameplay benefits. There will also be random armaments that players can purchase between phases, similar to what's available in Onslaught. The augmentations also will stack up over time, and armaments will rotate daily. The activity is match-made with both a regular mode and an expert version as well, and it does not include the health handicap in the Nether, so that's just going to be an added benefit to players, so you can just go in and slay out to your heart's content. It will also be the best way to farm the new heretical arsenal weapons. Now, speaking of the heretical arsenal, we have the next slate of weapons due to enter the game from the heretical arsenal coming in Act 2. We have the Refusal of the Call Strand Glaive, the Anamnesis Void Lightweight Frame Bow, the Division Heavy Burst Arc Sidearm, and the Afterlight Adaptive Frame Void Fusion Rifle. There's also going to be a submachine gun as well, but they did not reveal it in the live stream. DMG did confirm that the new Void Rocket Sidearm, Lotus Eater, will also be available this coming week as the featured Nightfall weapon. So I'm actually really excited about that because I like collecting all of the rocket sidearms. Next up, since we're talking about weapons, Barrow Dyad will be getting its first 2 catalyst upgrades when Act 2 goes live, which will be One for All and Target Lock. The Shaping Slab will also be getting some additional rank rewards as well, so you'll definitely want to be on the lookout for that. Next up, we have new artifact mods coming for Act 2, and a little hint at what we can expect them to be for Act 3. When Act 2 goes live next week, we will be getting Overload Trace Rifles, Beam Medic, which will allow rapid-fire trace rifle final blows to heal you and nearby allies. Powerful combatants will increase the amount of healing. Elemental Siphon, where rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching the element of your equipped super will create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. The Boost effect allows the elemental pickups to also grant matching super energy when collected. There's Harsh Refraction, where trace rifles will do more damage to targets afflicted by an elemental debuff matching their element type, which Microcosm is probably going to go nuts. And then we have Limit Break, where casting your super while critically wounded or while you have a elemental debuff matching your equipped super element grants a period of increased super damage. It was also teased that the final row of artifact mods coming in Act 3 will have a primary focus themed around rockets with a secondary focus on Strand. So I'm definitely pretty curious to see what will be coming in that particular slate of mods as well. Next, we have to talk about the featured activity of Act 3, which has been revealed to be the reprisal of the Sunless Cell Strike from Destiny 1. Now, the question is, who's taken Alakul's place in the Sunless Cell? Because as we all know, Alakul has actually become the Light Blade, and the devs explain that there's a new foe that we will encounter when the strike returns in Act 3. We also have Guardian Games coming back with the launch of Act 2. It will feature a new bite-sized boss rush mode, then players can acquire gladiator-themed armor from the Eververse for either silver or bright dust. Cue the music.
She want that silver. She want that bright dust. Selection.
There will also be a new arc trace rifle that will be available with PvE focus perks like Overflow and Triple Tap, Eddy Current, Detonator Beam, and Jolting Feedback, and also Rolling Storm. Also, past Guardian Games weapons, the Hullabaloo, Taraxipos and the title will also be returning with updated perk rolls. Players can also earn new Bungie rewards by completing in-game objectives. We all know how that goes. Lastly, Act 3 is featuring something completely new. It's going to be an all-new limited time event called the Rite of the Nine. The Rite of the Nine will function as a way to introduce new players to the dungeons while also providing a fresh challenge for players who have been enjoying the new contest mode difficulty as seen in the newer dungeons like Vesper's Host and Sundered Doctrine. Rite of the Nine will be free to all players and will include 3 past dungeons: Prophecy, Spire of the Watcher, and Ghost of the Deep. Rite of the Nine will have 3 variations. There will be Explorer mode, which is designed for beginners and will feature tooltips and waypoints to guide players through the dungeon mechanics. There will be Eternity mode, which will be kind of like a middle-of-the-road, mid-tier challenge for players that are already familiar with dungeons but don't necessarily want to go super diehard for it. And speaking of diehards, for you especially, there will be Ultimatum mode, which will be the highest difficulty version of Rite of the Nine with activity modifiers such as Not Swap, which, as we know, penalizes players for swapping out their exotics during encounters. It'll cost you like your ability, energy, and super and all that stuff. So it's kind of a risk-reward kind of situation. The Eternity and Ultimatum mode are going to be scored on a per encounter basis, and the better the score, the better your rewards will be. Scores will actually be based on deaths, from what I understand from the live stream. There will also be a new social space set in the 3rd Spire, which was formerly featured back in the early days of Destiny 2 for the Trials of 9. So a little bit of nostalgia there for players that have been playing for a long time. Rewards for the event will feature 4 of the weapons from each featured dungeon, and these weapons have been completely revamped with updated perk pools and new visual treatments featuring 9 iconography in theme with the mode. Players can attune these weapons to get more drops, similar to the way Onslaught weapons work in Into the Light. There will also be adept variants of the weapons that will have a Galaxy-style hollow foil shader and will also feature double perks. Other rewards for the activity will include an event-exclusive title that players can earn, as well as 5 emblems and an earnable weapon cosmetic. Now, I'm not sure if that was mentioned aside from the hollow foil and all that stuff, so I'm actually not sure if there's going to be something extra with that or if they specifically mean the adept versions with the hollow foil, but we'll just have to see. And lastly, and this is what I did not expect, we have an all-new heavy metal mode coming in Act 3. It's currently in development right now, but they did reveal some footage and it looks pretty crazy. Heavy Metal features a team of Drake tanks versus a team of Briggs. It's the team's answer to the player fantasies of wanting to see how it feels to actually pilot Briggs ever since Beyond Light dropped. From the footage of the live stream, it seems that it's essentially a fun, easy way to wind down. It's a 3v3 mode that players can hop into after a dungeon or a raid before calling it a night, and just looks like just utter chaos. But that covers everything that was revealed to us in the developer live stream for Heresy Act 2. Guardians, I just want to thank you for your time today, for coming out and watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, please do me a solid and give it a thumbs up. It might seem like a little bit, but it does go a long way in terms of helping the channel grow. And if you want to see more content like this, do be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next video. Once again, my name is Los Angeles Havoc. Thank you for watching Late Title Clips. We will see you next time, friends. Same late time, same late channel.